Want to support us but don't have the money? No worries. If you listen to the podcast using the Radio Public app for iOS or Android devices, you can help us keep the site running at no cost to you. Or if you want to make a one-time gift, you can do so via PayPal. Details under the Help the Site tab on audiodramareviews.com.
Solaris Seethes, an audiobook review. The first book in the Solaris Saga manages to capture the wonder of fantasy into the world of science fiction. At first glance, Solaris Seethes by Janet McNulty seems like your average space opera. By the second or third chapter, the story introduces epic fantasy tropes like The Chosen One. Some may find this shift in tone drastic and a negative of the book. For me, it was a nice touch and something different, yet familiar. The prophecy angle is a bit much, but the actual words are at least decent and add mystery without being too obviously cheesy. After introducing the Chosen One's plot, the next several chapters are shorter than the ones before and after. They are all one scene long and introduce each of the heroes in their respective times and environments. Yes, time travel is a thing in this book. However, it's used infrequently, and how the technology works is more limitation than a cool power or ability. Once the first act transitions into Act 2, the story takes a deeper, more emotional turn. These chapters and most of the book's middle is filled with touching character moments. Some are more writer 101, like the character of Bree's father having died in war. It makes the character sympathetic, but the way the information is introduced is a bit heavy-handed. Feelings and emotions are complex, like saying there was a single cause for any event in history. Claiming one thing is the result of a single moment is a gross simplification. At this point, it should be made clear that I both listened and read this book via Amazon's WhisperSync for Voice feature, available on most devices. The first dozen or so chapters were a hybrid approach. Once reaching chapter 12, I switched solely to listening. At first, my attention was focused solely on listening. Then, like all audiobooks, it became background noise when my attention drifted elsewhere. The reason I bring this up is that while listening, some important plot points may have been missed, which may have explained some of my problems with the story. Of course, most of my problems had to do with the way the story was told, not with the content itself. From the second or third chapter, the point of view, or POV, head hops frequently enough that it throws you out every time you understand what a character is thinking or feeling. It makes you question whose point of view the scene is in. Was the story omniscient, or just badly written, third-person limited, with at least 5 POV errors in each chapter? If Bree's backstory was writing 101, the stylistic choice of words was a remedial level class. Not that the prose were bad, but the constant head-hopping got tedious, even while listening solely to the audiobook. By the end, I was intrigued enough to want to know what happened next. Some parts leading up to the final act were either glossed over or I just missed them completely. Again, audiobooks by themselves aren't great for reading comprehension. Whatever the reason, the twist near the end was surprising but not quite inevitable. Even while just listening, the reveal became increasingly obvious. Without giving it away, let's say it's a turn you've seen hundreds of times, to the point that it has become more of a joke than a cliché. Overall, Solaris Seethes manages to start strong, get through the middle with thoughtful, if somewhat shallow, character development, and end on an unexpected and satisfying note. 4 out of 5 stars. Next time on Audio Drama Reviews.
I remember, just after the war, I met an old lady in the street. She, Mary, told me that she was happy because her son was coming home from the campaign. Mary must have been about 70 at least, but in that moment, when she looked at me, telling me that her son was coming home to her, her eyes were youthful, full of hope. As she walked away from me, she told me that no mother should ever live longer than their children. She didn't have much in life, but she had that. Her son was coming home. I don't think I've ever seen anyone as happy as Mary was, that day when the children came home.
Our Father who art in Gallifrey.
I lost my child.
Your child is dead.
There was a man, the doctor,
I'm the doctor. I'm here to help you.
who tried to help us, but he's gone.
Cassandra, no!
My baby's name was Anthony. I live in terror of the day when I won't be able to remember his face.
We are reborn.
They took him,
We are reborn.
and when the stars align, they will kill him.
We are reborn.
My baby, Anthony, will never come home to me.
Faith to the shadows. We are reborn. We are reborn.
And then, for our world, darkness.
Mana el sito natiba mashti mato posto.
They are coming.
Soon it will stop. Soon it will stop. With blood.
Holmes, save the child. What child? Listen to me. Emily has a child, a baby boy. It was her secret. She was ashamed. Child? Go to them. Leave me. They can't be discovered. Go now!
Hey, Mike Berganza here, founder of Audio Drama Reviews. If you like what you heard, consider following us on Twitter and Facebook, subscribing to our YouTube and SoundCloud channels, and last but not least, our Patreon and iTunes accounts. Links to all those in the episode description. Did you know you can read these reviews before they're released on the feed? Sign up for our email list and get new reviews delivered straight to your inbox. You'll be the first to know about new content coming to the site. Thanks for listening.